Arizona's premier live podcast studio and online radio.
Thank you for listening to Live the Dream Media.
Does your ordinary radio feel a little limited? If you're looking for a new way to listen, it's time for a fresh start. Introducing the Live the Dream Media app, your premier destination and a new level up for digital radio. Over the last 2 years, we've found new ways to ensure your digital radio experience is the best it can possibly be. From live podcasts that spark new perspectives to a 24/7 soundtrack of live music, and even our built-in merch store. We've built a platform that is convenient, high quality, and simple to navigate. But we're only just getting started. Catch all of our shows weekly and join the Live the Dream Media family today and help us change the airwaves forever. Download it for free on the App Store or Play Store today. Live the dream. The dream starts now.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
Thank you for tuning in to the Live the Dream Media Network. We've got an incredible slate of live podcasts waiting for you every week right here on our app. Get your morning started right with Wake Up, hosted by Christopher DeSimone, airing Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. The momentum continues every Monday morning at 9 with the Marana and Oro Valley Experience, hosted by
And good morning, Marana Oro Valley. Happy Monday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Got a special guest here, but before I get that, I just got a text from one of my favorite mayors, Tom Murphy, down in Sahuarita, and he said it's moves with Sahuarita on the back end there. Marana Oro Valley Experience, Sahuarita. We got a special guest this morning, one of my favorite people, Miss Teri Murphy. Is in the house. Good morning.
Good morning. You too. It's great to be here.
Does it feel good to sit down? Because you've been like on a roll for the last,
10 days. 10 days at the Pima County Fair with some amazing children doing some amazing things. So it has been an experience. You get a little tired, but when you watch the energy of those children and what they do, it's absolutely overwhelming. It makes you work harder.
Now you founded that part of that organization. Elaborate on that a little bit.
So actually, we started with the Marana Junior Rodeo, which was more of a rodeo deal, and I have the Cobra Barrel Racing Association. This is more 4-H and FFA, so I stay actively involved because I was one of those FFA students back in the day. And so anyways, it's just my grandchild has now gotten into, and it's funny because my son said to me the other day, he goes, "Mom, how come you never had me do all this?" And I said, "You know what? You're at different paths in your life." And I said, when you were doing it, we were working hard and we had the rodeo stuff. He did off-road racing. And anyways, with my grandchildren, it has been just an experience to watch them learn and grow and the hard work that they do and the dedication that they have. I mean, fair's not easy. 6 a.m. every morning, they were up feeding.
10 days.
10 days. We started with the 4-H horse show. And anyways, we have some great Marana Stockman kids that do that. And then we moved that was Friday and Sunday. We had an awards banquet on Saturday night. And then Monday, we brought in the pigs at 5 a.m. in the morning. And the beef came in as well, and the goats. And so we focused on that and weighed them all in. And then they auctioned them off on Saturday. Sunday, they picked up the animals, and that is probably the hardest thing for me to watch, is to see them. They were feeding their pigs ice cream cones and laying with them and rubbing on their steers. But it's the experience. It's learning the business side of it, learning how to take care of something on a daily basis. I mean, they walk them, they feed them. It is an amazing thing, and I'm really proud of our Marana kids. They did amazing this year, and the fair overall for the children raised $1.2 million.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I was really worried, and I was campaigning for people to jump in and buy beef. We had 100 and something at first, and we ended up with 80 that qualified. And so I thought, oh gosh, beef are hard to sell. I mean, it takes a business that has money to be able to buy them, because even if it's only $4 a pound, they weigh an average of 1,100 pounds.
Like buying a used car here.
Exactly, sometimes a little bit more. And so anyways, it was really great. I'm really glad I have the experience, and what I'm most proud of is our Marana family, because they all jump in, they help I mean, there's people from all over. It's not just Marana, but to see them get involved with other children. I mean, they're true leaders. I mean, they cheer each other on. It's heartwarming. And that's the thing that makes me proud about Marana.
You know, we were discussing a little bit off camera here about that right before we started. That is Marana. I sleep in Oro Valley, but I live in Marana, and I have the last 25 years. This is my adopted hometown. I love it here. Everything you just described is, here's a spoiler for you. You did not know this coming in. We raised pigs when I was a kid a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
We rate for our own consumption, and that was tough. It
is tough.
Eating your pet, but it sure tasted good.
It does. And it's funny because I grew up, I'm 5 generations of rodeo, so I grew up with cattle and horses. We didn't really raise pigs. And so when my granddaughter decided that's the one animal she wanted to pick, now the next one wants to pick a goat. The other one wants to pick a lamb. So I'm like, okay, this will be interesting to see. So, but watching and learning about them, it's a science. Like, it is amazing to me. It's not just feeding them up to sell them. It's feeding them up to show them. It's feeding them up. I mean, it's just so different, but it is, I mean, they work hard. I mean, you will never take a kid, and that's the one thing I wish for every kid in Marana, actually all over the country, that they could experience that lifestyle, because it is important. Like, you learn work ethic, you learn business, you learn so many different things, and it's amazing. Like, it is just heartwarming to see all this that happens with these children.
And you know what? That's kind of a loss. It's lost in our society today. Very few kids grow up even around a farm, much less raising their own. And another real quick side note: my mother found there was a little shed at this house that we bought, and we were in the country, baling hay, and we weren't farmers, but everybody else was. And she found some older peaches in a shed, and she fed them to the pigs because pig eat anything they had fermented.
Oh my goodness!
And the pigs were having a really good time till the buzz wore off. I flash back on that. Hey, so we only got a few minutes, so we want to cover some. Let's talk about your business.
Okay.
And then we're going to get to the heart of the matter here.
Which part of my business? Because I do a lot of different things.
Which one do you want to talk about?
My most passionate part is probably my Cobra Barrel Racing Association. It's all nonprofit. It's a nonprofit organization, and basically we're all volunteers, and it is something that we do for the community. We have not just kids that actually own horses that compete. We have a lot of people that come out and want to have their kids have that experience. I had an eye-opening experience when I did an Easter egg hunt this year. I had over 1,000 Easter eggs, but people from the south side saw that we were doing it, and they came over and they showed up. And anyways, it was crazy but they had the best time of their lives because we let them get on some horses, pet the horses and things like that. And I think sometimes we forget that not everybody has that experience. Not everybody gets the time and the ability to do that. So I'm most proud of that arena because, and let me tell you why I rebuilt it. It was there for a long time, and then it got torn down. And I was at an event, and a kid said to me, "Oh my goodness, Miss Teri, I just wish that we had that Heritage Arena back." And I said, "What?" And they're like, "My best memories as a child were in that arena." And anyway, so I went to bed that night, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I do the best thinking at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you and me both.
And I said to Devin, I got to build that arena. And he goes, what? And I said, I got to build that arena. And I said, I don't ever want a child to go through and not be able to have that experience. And so anyways, we fought hard. It took a lot to get it done, but we got it done. And so we do mainly barrel races there. We do some community events other people want us to do. We do some memorial rope-ins for, a child that was hit on the side of the road we went to Marana High School. So I do his memorial roping every year. They never found out who it was that did it. But we have 4-H kids that practice over there. And it doesn't matter if it's a dog, a chicken, or whatever. We open up our doors to everyone. And so I'm really proud of that part of it. I also run the Grand Canyon Pro Rodeo Association because I'm 5 generations of it. I think everyone should be able to experience some part of a rodeo. My dream is someday to have an actual rodeo facilities or a multi-use facilities in Marana because I think it's the one thing that we lack. So I'm hoping someday to get that as well, but that's probably my greatest joy.
Well, I was at the 100th Marana Unified School District celebration Saturday night at the Patch. So we're down on the farm, and the community as a whole here is just amazing. I'm gonna give you a one-person experience. I'm with the Marana Food Bank.
I love Marana Food Bank.
And this is the newly established that Ed Honey was so instrumental, and Tom Murphy was so instrumental. Shout out again to Tom. And we were going to we needed a truck. We needed a refrigerated truck, and it was going to be like 50 grand to salvage food from the grocery stores. And I was just like, piece of cake. Within a week, we had the 50 grand. Then we wanted to buy the property we sat on. Same thing. I'm like, no problem. 225,000. I think we raised 300. Like 30 days, we had the money. That's the heart of what you just described. That 5 generations, which is a perfect transition into what you're dealing with. Not dealing with, but you're involved in right now. Is your candidacy for Town Council of Marana. And my thing I've always said is that 5 generations, because we've got families that have been here. I won't name names, but you know who I'm talking about. They've been here 100 years,
right.
80 years, 75 years. This Marana, the success we're experiencing right now is not accidental. It is deliberate. It has been on purpose, the way we have built this, or the people that were here before us. And with your candidacy, and that's why I'm so supportive of what you're doing, you want to continue that legacy, not destroy it in...
Right,
because I feel that we're going to destroy this thing if we're not careful.
We got to be really careful. We got to make sure that we preserve our heritage. We got to make sure that we look around. We need to do things that give our children and our families a better life. And sometimes those decisions are hard, but we got to keep our foundation because foundation is extremely important. That's why people move here, and that's why they fight so hard.
Exactly.
If I had my dream as a grandmother, what you want is your grandchildren to be able to experience everything from. We have amazing baseball parks. We need more, and I know that because I've been out there talking to a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people.
I'm going to help you build some of those. That's one of the things I'm good at.
We need baseball parks.
We
really do.
And
we really do. We need baseball, softball. We need soccer. We need anything that'll get a child outdoor, equestrian centers, anything that'll get a child outdoor. We need hiking, the fishing. I'd love to have a boating experience for children in our community. We got to keep that foundation. Also, as the young family that are moving here, we've got to create businesses so that these parents can live in that community and work in that community. Because when you're going transporting back and forth all the time and you're spending an hour on the road, that's 2 hours a day that you're not spending with your children. Mm-hmm. And I think that stuff is really important. And I'm lucky in my life right now that I've gotten to experience every avenue of that. And I think that's why I fight so hard for that. And I stay focused on the positive part. Do we have enough baseball parks? Absolutely not. But are we striving for that? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think that that's the one thing that we need to fight for. And I think the other thing is when you have the experience, I remember a long time ago, somebody said to me, I was involved with this rodeo thing, and I worked for a sponsored professional rodeo for 30 years. And so I traveled all over the country, 300 days out of the year is when I first started. I went to all these amazing communities. I always loved my community the best, but I learned a lot from those communities. And I think that the one thing that I had to always stay focused on is making sure that we figure out how to keep that in our community and all those little things that you do. And so there was this time that I belonged to this association and they were doing everything completely wrong. And I called the head honchos at the main organization. They said, well, Teri, what do you want to do? Shut it down. I said, shut it down. No, I was calling for you to help them and guide them to give them information, not to shut them down.
I want to double down, not shut it down.
And so anyways, after that, I thought, you know what? You need to get involved. So I joined that association. I became part of that association. Eventually it took me a couple of years because I wanted to look and observe and figure out what I could do to make it better. Joined the association, became the vice president and then the president of the association. And that's kind of like with Marana. Like I have been actively involved for 31 years from every avenue of picking up trash to running the mutton busting to doing the rodeos at the events to providing an RV for the Star Spangled Banner, different things like that. I said, but I took all those paths before I ever got involved in this avenue of it because I needed that experience. You've got to experience the whole because it's really easy. I mean, I know what everyone complains about. I complain about the same things every day. But it's learning how to do things the correct way. And being a really good listener is one thing that we all have to strive for. Because everybody wants something different. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. There's nothing perfect in this world. So we got to focus on those things and keep moving the right direction. And I love the town of Marana. You know, somebody at the fair asked me the other day, because everyone asked you 199 questions because Marana's in the highlight right now. And they off the deal, they said, Teri, do you ever get tired of talking about the town of Marana? I said, absolutely not, because I love it. I love our community. I love the 99% of the people in our community. I absolutely adore them. Their hearts are good. We're all fighting for the same thing. We all fight a little bit differently. And that's the thing that I don't want to ever get out of control and be one of those people. I want to fight the way that, that you're supposed to fight. I take notes on every single person that walks through a council meeting. And the reason I do is because their voice does matter. I hear their voice. We all hear their voice. And I go back and they call me the note queen because I have to go back and I have to reevaluate that. So if they ever come up to me, I know. And I know why they're passionate about it. I'm compassionate about a lot of things too. It's hard to take yourself out of the center and focus on the whole entire community. And that's what my specialty is
that right there should be your campaign slogan. Right? No, I'm serious. It's so hard. First off, we all want the same thing. 100%. We do. I mean, 99.9% of us want the same thing, especially if you name the top 10. We all want the same thing.
Absolutely.
So how do we get there? That's where the rub comes, right?
Right.
But it comes by listening, and we pride, David and I, especially here at Live the Dream in the team, we pride ourselves in being open. Surround yourself with as many different viewpoints as you can, because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. It's really easy to get in a room with the same group of people and you
all talk the same.
And the next thing you know, that's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
But to have an open, and like you said, out in the community, working, evolving, growing, getting to know people. I want to hear people's opinions.
Well, and the best way to hear them is by being actively involved. And can you not stand up there screaming and yelling? You got to get back. If you've been involved with the Little League and you've been involved with Marana Parks and Rec and you've been involved in walking the streets during Founders Day, those are the experiences and those are the people that are talking. And it's sad because a lot of them say, oh, I would love to come to your council meetings, but they have gotten so out of control. And I'm like, that is so heart-wrenching because nobody should feel like they don't have a voice. And so the best way to get the voice is to get out on the streets and go to the baseball parks, go to the rodeo grounds. I mean, come check out our kids. They are amazing. What they do and the way they encourage. And I strive every day. I always say, if I can look in the mirror because I've made a decision that's based off of everybody, then I'm living my life right. The moment you can't look in the mirror, you have not lived your life right. And I want these children to grow up thinking, okay, you know what? We're going to be kind. We're going to listen. We're going to appreciate. Doesn't matter if we're winning, we're going to cheer people on. And we as adults, I think, need to learn by the children. And I'm talking the young ones, not the ones that we ourselves. I mean, you get this beautiful little baby and we ruin them ourselves. I mean, they are brought to us perfectly. And then all of a sudden we make these choices and going, how do they turn out like that? Well, that was us. Hello. We are responsible for that. And so I always say, you gotta take lemons and make it into lemonade. And there is always something positive about anything that you do. There's something positive if you find it. And we have to do that for our children, not for us. It's for the generations down the road.
Exactly. I'm going to echo what you said a while ago. This is personal. John Post and I were talking the other day. He's a personal friend. I love John. We were talking. This is more than the other day. And he goes, now, Clint, where's your kid? I've got two kids. One lives here and one lives in Meridian / Boise, Idaho, because that's where the jobs are.
Right.
Our son-in-law has a great job as an electrician. And he goes, well, you got to fix that. I said, you've got to help me.
Exactly.
Because the only way they may stay there forever. And our grandbaby's getting ready to turn 1. We've only got one. And we FaceTime her every day. That's not the same as...
No, being with him. I got the experience. I have 4 right in my backyard, and I love it.
And so we're leaving pretty shortly to go see her for, but we have to have those good jobs in this community, which means sometimes tough decisions have to be made, right?
Exactly.
On property that's owned by people that's owned it for a long time, I might add.
That's correct.
You're going to control the rights of someone to cash in their property?
Well, I'll tell you an experience because it's probably the best way to describe it. Where I live, behind me was all open dirt land. My son grew up riding his razors. I mean, that was our backyard. It is now San Lucas. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time I was so upset about that. I was like, I cannot believe they're doing that. This is supposed to be farmland. This is supposed to be... And I was going like crazy. And finally, a really good friend of mine from Reno, Nevada, and he is a developer, but does amazing stuff for community. And anyways, he said to me, Teri... I go, what? He goes, what gives you the right to tell somebody what they're going to do with their property? And I was like, well, I'm not saying what they can do. He goes, yes, you are. You're upset because they're going to build a subdivision. And I said, well, I guess I kind of am. Well, the other day when we had all this commotion going on, I was sitting there and I was listening. I'm in my living room and I'm listening to the kids in the park play. And I said to myself, and I said to Devin, I said, man, this is what, I was so upset about something. And to see other kids enjoy what my child got to enjoy different ways, but still, what would have given me the right to not let those kids live in a community, one, that they love, and 2, playing in a park that they enjoy? Like, and I used to think, oh man, they're going to hate me because I have horses, I have cattle, I have goats, I have pigs, I have donkeys, I have everything you can think of, and they're going to get the flies, and those people never explain. And I have saved one child who was struggling with his family and he used to hide and he used to come hide at my place, and it used to scare me because I'm like, oh, we got animals and you never know. But then it was an eye-opening experience for me because I was one of those people. Yeah. I didn't scream and I wasn't loud and I wasn't yelling. I just was, I voiced my opinion. Mayor Honey heard it a lot, but I didn't go crazy about it. And now today I thought, thank goodness I wasn't one of those people that kept fighting, because that kid has the right. It's different than what Joseph had growing up, but they have the right to do it too.
See, I think that's where it's hard.
It's a very hard decision.
It's very, to keep yourself and be self-aware and understand those things. It's difficult because not everything is going to make me happy.
No.
But it can't be just my pleasure or my enjoyment. It has to be, like you say, all those kids. Isn't that a joyful sound, by the way, to hear a bunch of kids?
It really is.
I love that. I mean, here's another thing you didn't know. I love kids. It's that group between 8 and 80 that I have the problem with. The little guys, the old guys, I'm in pretty good shape. But just a chatter of little children and talking and growing and socializing amongst themselves. And then, like you said earlier, then we get involved as adults.
Right.
And we start messing that up, teaching them all those abhorrent behaviors that so many of us have. It's just like, see, that's why I wanted to sit down with you. We know each other,
right?
But to get to know each other better, because I'm totally supporting your candidacy, obviously.
Well, I appreciate it.
But I want to make people aware of the Teri that I know and I'm getting to know better, because this is exactly the leadership. This is where we're missing out, not only locally but globally. We just don't have enough leaders that are willing to get down and carry the trash. And did you ever chalk a line for the Little League? You ever done that?
No, I've done it all. Yes. We used to laugh because when my son played Little League in Marana, T-ball and stuff, I was the one who was, even though I traveled a lot, when I was home.
Yeah.
So I was the one who took him, and Devin was so busy working. I mean, we're like any other family. We had to work hard for what we had. And so everyone used to go, there's Teri. She's on the baseball field doing something. But I've never been afraid to work, and I think that's one of the values that I am so thankful for my parents, because they taught me that. When you grow up with animals and you grow up in an industry that you travel with your family every weekend. I mean, rodeo is you travel a lot. I mean, we used to put in 500 miles a weekend going to rodeos, but guess what? It was with my mom and my dad. It wasn't, and we played sports. I mean, I cheered. My brother played football. I played basketball. I coached basketball in college. I mean, different things like that. But it's just, that experience of doing that, and then all of a sudden, people go, "Oh my goodness, you're the one who picks up the trash at the Marana Heritage Arena." I said, "It's my whole entire family. I've got my 2 nieces, my granddaughters, my husband, my son. I mean, it's just volunteer work." And I said, "That's just kind of what you do." But it makes you appreciate things a little bit differently when you're willing to work from the bottom all the way up. You experience things differently, and you look at things through different eyes. And I think that's the important part.
I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Southern Illinois, and you've probably heard this statement, and it applies. It's not just, but that Midwestern work ethic. I've heard that used my whole life. But it's not just the Midwestern. It's more city kids are fine. My kids are city kids. They didn't grow up here, right? But there's a work ethic that comes from living in a rural environment with there's animals or chores to be done. I just remember, what we did every vacation, our family, my parents were into real estate. They're buying. We worked on houses that they'd bought. On our family vacation, we were painting or cleaning or knocking down a wall. That's my memory of family vacations. And I look back at it, I don't hold. There's no why didn't we play more? Because but we did play plenty. I had a little league field in my own backyard. My brother and I had our own little league field in our backyard. See, that's what our parents. We worked hard, we played hard, and we all did it as a unit, and that's where we're missing out.
Right, and I think we can have it. I believe
we can
with
have 100%.
all my heart in Marana that we can. We just need to stay focused. We need to stay guided, and we need people in our community to come to us, but they need to talk to us about and help us get there. Say, okay, I want another baseball field, and I know we're lacking them. This is how we're going to get it. I want an equestrian center. This is how we're going to get it. I want more soccer fields. I want a fishing hole that my kid could go fish. He doesn't like to do anything else but fish. Well, we need to figure out how to get him that. How to get him that opportunity. And they exist, and we have really, really good people in Marana. I mean, our Marana School District is amazing. Our Chamber of Commerce is outrageously unbelievable. I mean, we have great businesses who support, and I was so thankful for all the businesses from Marana, Arizona that came out and supported these 4-H kids because I was worried. And to see them come full force out there to help and make sure every kid got their animal bought was pretty amazing and pretty spectacular.
100%.
And I said, and so I believe wholeheartedly with all my heart in our community, and I know we're going to do great things. And if we can just get everyone to stay focused, not listen to all the chaos, and sit down and figure out what's really important and tell us in the right way. Say, hey, this is what I'd like to see. Help us figure out how to get there. That's what I've done in anything I've ever done in my entire life is you want it, you earn it, you figure out how to get it. And that's what we're going to do. I
can say this, you can set this one. But that's the opposition right now that I see. And they've been here for a while. Same characters, different roles. It's all about chaos. I don't see any, and you're welcome to set this out, but I don't really see anybody presenting alternatives or solutions or opportunities to grow this community. It's just create chaos and let's see what sticks. And that's unfortunate because, again, I'm like you. Anyone can come and sit in this chair. I'm inviting anyone that wants to come. Let's talk about this.
Right.
There's no interest in talking about it. There's just interest in how bad we all are and how everybody's got suitcases full of money stuffed under their beds and stuff like that.
Hey, if it was true, let me tell you what, we would have the most amazing equestrian center you've ever seen in your entire life.
That's what I tell
because
people.
I would give it to I mean, it's all about the children for me. So if I got it, I will share it.
100%.
My husband gives me a hard time all the time because I was doing a raffle for a fundraiser and I was the announcer. I was emceeing the event, and all of a sudden I look, and I'm the one who won. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, I won. And then I'm like, I'm donating it all back. And he goes, you didn't even have it for 2 seconds. I said, because that's not how I live my life. I want children to have every experience that they can
100%.
have. And I said, so for me, I'll give it all away. So if it was really true, you would see amazing things. My arena would not be run down.
Well, I just had to say that because I'm a little ticked off about some stuff that happened over the weekend. I'll save that for later. But, yeah, come on. Just come to the table. The community as a whole. I mean, and you know what? I don't like that kind of leadership either. You know, what's playing today? That polling and stuff, that's important. Let's hear people, but let's engage in dialogue.
Right.
And that's where I see people like you and John Officer and people, Herb, and the people that have been, again, how long have you lived in Marana?
31 years. And it doesn't feel like 31 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
And it's funny because I tell people all the time, I go, they're like, how can you volunteer for all these years for all these things? I said, it never gets tiring because you look at a face of a kid. I look at the mutton buster. I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone puts their kid on a sheep and sometimes it scares me. I provide the helmets, the vest, everything. I said, but when you look at that kid, that's why you do it.
Exactly.
And the average person probably lasts about 5 years for volunteering. I've done it for 31 and I continue to do the same events that I do and add additional events. People are like, how do you have time? You make time.
Yeah.
When things are that important to you, you figure out how to do it, and that's why I do it.
I tease my wife. We have 2 children, but we raised literally dozens, if not more than dozens. And our refrigerator every Christmas just fills up. I'm like, do we need a bigger refrigerator?
I have 5.
Of all these kids, it just thank you for what, because I wanted to know where my kids were.
Me too.
Well, they were at our house hanging out with their friends as opposed to the other way around. And that's important to me. And now we have them. Now we've got all these surrogate grandchildren that we're blessed with. And it was, and I'm so happy I was nice to some of these kids when they were little because they became huge men. I'm like, I'm glad I was nice
They
to
grow
you.
up.
You're
They grow up.
6'8", 6'9". I'm like, man, there were times I was going to drop you on the corner, but Teri, you've got about 2 minutes. Just give me your best shot at what you've already done a pretty good job, I might add, of reasons why I should vote. If I live in Marana, why I should consider you as a candidate.
I think probably the number one reason is, one, I love our community, and I think that's the most important because I will stay focused on what our community really needs. One, I have the business knowledge and the experience, but I also have worked at it. It's not something that, people used to ask me years ago, you should be on council. I'm like, absolutely not. I wasn't ready back then. I wasn't ready because I didn't experience all the volunteering, the pick up trash, the walking through the Founders Day Parade to, the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, there were so many things that I hadn't done. Yes, I volunteered to do those, but I think until you have all those experiences, that it's really hard. And I think that people know I'm compassionate about children. I believe that giving them every opportunity and also their parents. I want them to grow up in our town, be able to work in our town, and I think that that's probably the most important part is I will stick with the foundation, and I'm a listener. Mm-hmm. I will listen to everything that somebody says to me, and then I will make a decision whether everyone on my council agrees or doesn't agree. I will make a decision that I feel that's in my really heart important. Is best for everybody, not best for me. So
that's so important right there because I hear a lot of politicians, and they're like, "Well, I got to go along with." I'm like, "No,
I'm not." I tell people all the time,
if you're
I'm
the
not a
only
politician.
one. Every time,
right?
Don't do it just to be the contrarian. But if you truly believe in something, stick to your guns because there'll be another opportunity to come around to be a part of the majority, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What you just said was every candidate should have that motivation, that self-awareness of I need to know more before. Of course, if we wait till we know everything,
you'll never know everything. I mean, I have toured facilities. I have done things I've never thought I'd ever do before, just trying to get the knowledge behind me because I'm like, what does it really do? Like, I need to know. You need to know those things. And I'm one of those people. I'll stay up all night figuring it out, and that's why notes and listening to people are so important. And I take notes on them because I want to go back later on and go, hey, now I know why they were so compassionate about that. Do I still agree with it? Absolutely not. But I do believe that they have a good point. So let's figure out how to meet in the middle. So,
hey, I promised to get you out of here by 12:30. We missed it by 10 seconds. Guys, everybody, thanks for listening. Hey, let's consider Teri. How do they get a hold of you, Teri?
They can get a hold of me on, they can call me. They can get a hold of me anyway.
There you go.
I'll give them the information,
and we'll post it later. Thank you guys for listening. Happy Monday. Be nice